Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Chest thumping, boom like a baseline pound. King Kong stepping, make the whole earth bow. Banana clip bars, peel the truth, spit it raw. Silverback stature, no cap in my jaw. Swinging through the jungle vines like a mic cord. Fists like anvils, leave the ground floored. Coconut crack, that's a hard head dude. Wisdom in my eyes, but the knuckles stay cruel. King of the jungle, the crown fits snug. Beat on my chest, watch the whole world shrug. From the treetops down to the mud, gorillas the name and I'm royal blood. Bamboo feast, teeth sharp as a blade. Roots run deep, can't chop this shade. Treehouse throne, I'm the jungle's mayor. Banish hyenas, they don't breathe my air. Rumble in the canopy, thunder in the sky. Alpha move silent, don't need no alibi. Chest like a drum, it command respect. Banana Republic and my squad's direct. Call it a safari, but I'm the guy. Jungle GPS, keep my fam supplied. Enemies try, but they slip and slide. Mighty gorilla with the earth as my pride. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Chest thumping, boom like a baseline pound. King Kong stepping, make the whole earth bow. Banana clip bars, peel the truth, spit it raw. Silverback stature, no cap in my jaw. Swinging through the jungle vines like a mic cord. Fists like anvils, leave the ground floored. Coconut crack, that's a hard head dude. Wisdom in my eyes, but the knuckles stay cruel. King of the jungle, the crown fits snug. Beat on my chest, watch the whole world shrug. From the treetops down to the mud, gorillas the name and I'm royal blood. Bamboo feast, teeth sharp as a blade. Roots run deep, can't chop this shade. Treehouse throne, I'm the jungle's mayor. Banish hyenas, they don't breathe my air. Rumble in the canopy, thunder in the sky. Alpha move silent, don't need no alibi. Chest like a drum, it command respect. Banana Republic and my squad's direct. Call it a safari, but I'm the guy. Jungle GPS, keep my fam supplied. Enemies try, but they slip and slide. Mighty gorilla with the earth as my pride.
All right. I think my mic was muted. Okay, so yeah. Anyway, thank you guys for coming back. I see you guys are coming in right now. I appreciate it. It's been a while. It's been a minute, but we're here tonight to have a great conversation as we always. Before we get started, I want to definitely thank everybody who's been paying attention to the other shows and supporting the other shows as they continued on. Shout out to Mr. Bennett, the Gray Area. Also, shout out to the 1-in-1 Sports Show as well. Those guys will be on tomorrow. I appreciate you. But guys, let's do some house maintenance first, guys. Make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button when you come in. Also, if you want to give to the channel, you can definitely do that by giving a cash app, which will be scrolling at the bottom of the screen in just a second. And or you can definitely go do a super chat with that will be at the bottom as well. If you want to become a member of the channel, please go ahead and become a member of the channel as well. And I appreciate all of that. Now, as you guys can see, if you want to join the show tonight, you see the link that is posted in the chat. All right. You guys should be able to see that. Click that link. You come on up. Make sure your camera is on because we can't understand anything you're saying or believe anything you say if we can't see your face today. All right. So we appreciate that. We appreciate that. All right. Now I want to get into something that we always have an icebreaker, something that I want to talk about real quick before we get started, because you guys see the title tonight is Consequences for the Quiet. I do believe that when you have an ability, especially men, when you have the strong ability to be a man, and you have been chosen to be a leader, and God created you first, I think that you have a responsibility. And in that responsibility, I think that we've given a lot of our energy, a lot of our authority away. And I think that it's time that, we're putting up with a lot more things than even God don't want us to put up with. Now, I'll go that far to say. And I think that we should definitely get our cojones back. We've lost them somewhere, and we got to find out the way to get them back, and we got to find a way to get them back quick. Now, my boy Lost in Translation sent me something earlier today, because now he's a DJ. He's DJing AI. So he sent me something the other day, and I had it up on the screen earlier, but YouTube told me that they would definitely go ahead and copyright infringe me very quickly. So I'm not going to put it up on the screen, but shout out to Lost in Translation. I just sent him a text and told him that we ready to live and ready to go. Let's see here. Okay. All right. I got your text. All right. So anyway, guys, I want to get into this real quick because we ain't going to be long. I got something to do. Okay. I got something important to do when I get off here, and I can't be on long with y'all tonight, but we're going to do it. All right. We're going to get it out of the way. So tonight, somewhere along the line, men went quiet, not peaceful, not wise, not patient, just quiet. Quiet when their households were breaking, quiet when discipline disappeared, quiet when boys stopped becoming men, quiet when society began to shame masculinity, quiet when their authority, the good authority, was handed away piece by piece. And when men got quiet, the world got loud, chaotic, unstable, backwards. We're living in a time where very structure that once held families together, communities together, this entire country together has been pushed aside, ridiculed, and replaced by confusion. Men didn't fight for the seat. We gave it away. We surrendered leadership, discipline, and standards in exchange for comfort, acceptance, and silence. And now look around. Everything is upside down. Discipline is disrespect. Standards are control. Masculinity is toxic. And men who try to lead are told to sit down and shut up. But here's the truth. The truth is, men were never designed to be quiet. We were built to guide, to stabilize, to protect, to stand firm, even when the world pushes back. And tonight we confront the consequences of abandoning that role. Not to blame, not to argue, but to expose what happens when men stop being men. And even more importantly, to talk about how we rebuild as men, because leadership isn't something you wait for. It's something you reclaim, not through force, not through domination, but through responsibility, discipline, direction, and example. The world doesn't need weaker men. It doesn't need quieter men. It needs better men who aren't afraid to stand in the position that they were created for. So tonight we ask the questions most won't touch. We challenge the comfort that's killing us, and we flip every table that needs to be flipped. Welcome to the Flippin Tables Podcast on the Black Men Unfiltered Network. Let's get into it. All right. So again, guys, if you want to come up, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Also hit the link. It's already pinned at the top of the chat. Do that, and then I'll let you up, but make sure your camera is on. All right. We had some people who tried to get the channel taken down a few days ago, so we want to make sure the camera is on. Now, I want to start before the people come up on the panel and start coming in here. I want to start with what we lost at when we got to the religious thing, the church. That's where I want to start, because you guys know I'm a church boy. So let's start with the church, because what happened with the church? Prince Ant 22, man, 722, what's going on, man? Greetings and salutations to you as well, my brother. But I want to start with the church. I grew up in the church, and I've seen a lot of men in the church. All those men, they weren't perfect by a long shot. However, they were men. I was just watching. I was sitting down with my baby the other day, and we were having a conversation, and we were talking about, what it is to be a man of God. I was showing her a video of a man who said these words. I see you back there, Doc. I seen a man say these words in a robe in a pulpit. He says, when I was younger, we were told not to wear earrings. We were told not to wear nail polish. We were told not to wear women's secret deodorant. He said, but now as a grown man, he's the pastor now, listen. As a grown man, he said, I'm wearing fingernail polish, I'm wearing earrings, and I'm wearing secret deodorant because that's what I want to do. And that's what he wanted to do. I'm trying to understand it. But before we get to that, I got my brother from another mother's in the building tonight, man. He, when I first started this podcast, he was the guy that started with me on these podcasts. BJ, let me know when you're ready to come up, Doc. I see you had to turn your camera off. You probably went to go do something. But whenever you're ready, man, let me know. Turn your camera on and I'll bring you up. All right, he is ready to go. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the one and the only, the crazy dude I've ever seen in my life. Brian Jehovah's in the building, ladies and gentlemen.
What's going on, brother? How you doing?
Man, I'm good, man. How you doing, brother?
Man, I'm doing wonderful, man. It's good to see you again, man. Happy
you
holidays
too, boy.
to you and the family.
You too, man. Hey, listen, I see you've been causing a lot of hell, man. I've been watching them videos, Doc.
Well, on TikTok or on
both.
Facebook,
yeah.
TikTok. Oh, okay.
Yeah, you killing them, boy.
Yeah.
But man, we're talking about consequences for the quiet man. I know that you've been talking. I talk a lot about the religious aspect of things, but you talk a lot about the government, politics. I hear a lot of that when you talk about that, and I want to pick your brain a little bit when it comes to politics. The Democrats and the Republicans, because you are in that role, you are in that type of thing on your TikTok. So tell me, what do you think the consequences are for men being quiet in these roles, as far as when it comes to politics? And now everything's out of whack because men didn't step up.
Well, I'm gonna say this. I think with the Democratic Party, I'm gonna start with the Democratic Party first. I think a lot of men, man, we took the back seat and let our sisters lead the way during the process of the Democratic Party. And a lot of us men, we are victims of the Democratic Party also, by what our parents taught us, even some of our mothers and fathers still vote Democrat, grandmothers and grandfather, aunties and uncles still vote Democrats, So I think right now what you're seeing with black men in general, man, I just think they using logic, and I think they seeing certain policies that the Democratic Party has is not beneficial to us as black men, and I think you're seeing more and more men going to the conservative party now. Even with the conservative party, they're no different than the Democratic Party. They both racist because right now you have internal beefs that's going on with the Republican Party right now. You have Marjorie Greene, she beefing with MAGA, so you having all these things. So I think the main thing that black men are, well, hold on, the black men I have seen and talked to, including myself, looking to is, what are you offering us? What tangibles are you offering us? You get what I'm saying? So I think that's where a lot of black men are when it comes to politics right now. And a lot of men are stepping away from the Democratic Party because they are anti-black male. Heterosexual anti-black male. Let me say that.
Oh yeah. Make sure you preface that, man.
Yeah.
Because one of your clips that went live, with viral on my show, is the clip that you had with Mother. Remember Mother? And she said that a gay man can lead you, and you said that there's no way possible a gay man can lead you. Y'all had a whole conversation.
Oh, we did.
Yeah, I reposted it probably like a month ago. But y'all had a good conversation about that, man. But my first question to you is though, man, I want to ask you these questions. Where did men stop being men? The masculinity. Go ahead.
Now keep going because I'm gonna keep going. I want you to finish answer your question so people can understand what's going on.
Yeah. What when it comes to men, when did we stop? When did men stop stepping up? Like we grew up, you grew up in the dirty South just like I did. When did men stop being men? When did men stop being correcting their sons when their sons doing, back in the day, if your son got caught in the parish women's shoes, he got slapped into the neighbor's kitchen, or they correct the girls for dressing too promiscuous, or they would stand up in the churches or in the community. Like when did we become what we see now? Fingernail polish, we want to be women, softer than tissue paper. When did that happen?
I'm gonna say this, man. I'm gonna say it started in 2008. in my personal opinion, when Obama got in
Obama.
office.
Okay.
I blame Obama for this, man. When
Okay.
Obama got in office, I think we all, as black men, let our guards down. You know,
Yeah.
we let our guards down, and we let things get past us that we usually don't let get past us, like our granddaddies and our daddies didn't let
Hmm.
get past us. You know what I mean? And I think we accepted a lot of things during the Obama era that we never would have accepted. I always stood 10 toes on my morals and what I was taught as a child from my grandmother, grandfather, mother, and father, uncles, aunties, all those people. So I still keep those values within me. Um, I could say the only positive thing that I can think about that with the masculinity thing, even for me, even I had to step back a little bit and look at things differently,
Hmm.
especially with young children, some of our children going to become something that we don't want them to become. At one point in time, I would shun my child. I would verbally assault my child if there was going to be something that I didn't want them to be. But as times go on, as you think about it, my children look to me, I'm all they have. You know what I mean? So sometimes I had to put some chinks in my armor so I could still be in my children like as they gotten older.
Yeah. So what's some of those struggles that you had to deal with this
Oh,
because you got young kids? Well, how old are your
yeah.
kids now? Because I
Oh,
remember
they college,
in
man.
college, right? So
Yeah.
as they were growing up, going into college, and the stuff that they maybe even be dealing with now, like how are you being a father or a leader in those areas when your daughter are seeing lesbians at the highest level, your son seeing men in dresses and fingernail polish, or even on the flip side, your son, the dating world, the
hmm
girls that's available for your son to date, or the men available for your daughter to date. Like, what are you instilling in them when it comes to that area?
With the dating thing, man, I think they're doing a great job with the dating thing. Because they both heterosexual, so they are dating the opposite sex, thank God. Oh, geez, thank God. Um, it just, through life, it's just certain decisions that they might make, especially like let's say with my daughter, she might want to go to the strip club or something, with her friends and things
Hmm.
like that. And I might have to talk to her about that, talk to her about certain situations, what goes on at the strip club that she probably don't have no clue how she
Right.
can get finesse, how certain pimps, certain men be up in there, and they can't try to convince her to maybe strip, to maybe be a 304, to maybe do all these things. And so I had to explain it to her in a way where I'm not telling you not to go, but I'm just letting you know about the dangers of going into these places as a young girl, and I can't have this mindset where my daughter's gonna be this Christian girl, she's gonna be a goody two shoes, da 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 da. But in reality, things don't happen like that. They fucking, she fucking, she having sex. You know what I mean? Like I can't stop her from having sex, but I can't talk to her about, the consequences of if you become pregnant, or you might catch an STD, or you might sleep with the wrong man, and there's bad negative energy that can come on to you, So I talked to her about all those things. I don't think she's a 304, but I know she's having sex because she tell me.
Mm. And what about your son? He do the same? I
Yeah,
know
he
he
does the
probably
same.
telling you that
Yeah, well,
is.
he been, yeah, both of them. My daughter told him when she broke her virginity. My son told me when he broke his virginity. My son, he's in college though. He played football in Iowa, so I talked to him about that. Dating white women. Be careful dating these white women. Don't bring no white woman home. That I think that's the only thing that I have that I try to
Well,
control with my
well,
children.
nigga, you gonna have to deal with that because you sent your son to Iowa. What you think in
Listen,
Iowa?
he found him a nigga gal out there. He got him a nigga gal, bro. I'm talking about Black American nigga gal. She play basketball. Shout out to her.
Oh, okay, yeah, cause I'm finna say
Yeah,
Iowa, boy. Ain't a lot of black faces in Iowa.
yeah, and I talked to him about that, man. Even with him, he told me certain situations on the football team. They went to a party, got to fighting out there, and certain things happen, and just that alone, I had to sit back and think. Like I was 18 at one time, I got to fight. Let me
Mhm.
calm down. So I had to listen to him first. Then I gave him the game so he could understand the consequences out there. Especially in that white state, the white people ain't playing with you out there. So.
No, they're not.
Yeah, but it starts off. I ain't gonna try to monologue, but it starts off from the beginning when they was children, building that trust with them, talking to them, understanding they're gonna make mistakes. You know what I'm saying? Understanding this what I want in my household. This how I want y'all to act, and hopefully when you become adults, you still listen to me. And thank God they still listen to me they still follow the guidelines that I put in front of them. But I always told them, I said, listen, you're gonna fuck up, you're gonna make mistakes. I don't want you to be perfect, but just always tell me the truth. Regardless, I might fuss this, I might cut you out, but always tell me the truth. So when something do happen, I can believe you, then we can take it from there.
All right, yeah. So one of the other questions I wanted to ask you, man, that I got here is how has fatherhood changed as men become less vocal and less involved? Because that's a lot. Men right now are saying, you know what, I can't do nothing with these kids. You can't discipline them. You can't say nothing to them. Baby mama tripping. You know, I can't say nothing to my son. I can't raise my son the way I want to raise. Like, when did men become? Do you think that's a reason men have become? But I'm gonna let you answer the question.
No, no, I do agree with you, black man. It been like that. You know what I'm saying? The man always had the problem seeing his child. But on the flip side, if you really want to see your child, you can see your child. You know what I mean? Sometimes we're gonna have to spend the money. If we got the funds to do it, I think we should do everything we can to see our children. But let's say you frustrated, let's say you tired, let's say it's stressing you. In the words of my grandmama, F them kids. You know what I mean? You could always make more kids. Like, why stress yourself out on a situation where you're doing all you can, you're going to court, you're spending money, you're doing all these things, try to see your child, but there's an entity that's stopping you from seeing your child. You know what I'm saying? So, in my personal opinion, it been like this, bro. You know, my uncle went through it. A lot of men I know been through it. It's just part of life when you have unprotected sex with someone. And then, a child always gonna bring, sometimes a child can bring negative energy to you. So my suggestion is, man, fight for your child the best way you can. And if it comes to a point where you can't see your child the way you want to, man, move on. Explain to the child when that child get 18 years old what happened. You don't want to have high blood pressure. Keep in mind, black men, we're dying from stress. We're dying from high blood pressure. We dying from a multitude of things out here, worrying trying to see our babies.
Hey, listen. When does it? And a lot of people ain't sexy for a lot of people. Jehovah here, it's not sexy when you
Hmm.
hear "fuck them kids."
Yeah,
You
you
know,
got to.
and men are not out here just saying it, oh, fuck them kids, just generally. But I think it gets to a point where men say, you know what, I've tried my best, I've done my best, I've given my money, I've tried to give some time. I can't go pick my kids up. I'm always getting the baby mama. And let me ask you this, because a lot of men are dealing
Hmm.
with this when it
Hmm.
comes to the baby mama situation, where now technology is allowing us that we don't even have to deal with the baby mama. We can talk
Facts.
directly to the kids.
Facts.
So what do you say to men who are dealing with the baby mamas who want to have the conversation or want to be involved and have these conversations on the cell phone, and they still talking and still doing stupid shit and still raising hell even though y'all not together?
Mm. I'm gonna say this, man. It starts in the beginning. It starts off what you do in the
Jesus.
beginning when you meet that woman.
Mhm.
Sometimes we can dictate how a woman is going to treat us even when they leave us. You get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Sometimes you
Mhm.
gotta set rules and regulations to a woman. And us as men, we gotta be smart. Because we see the signs in these women, but we give these women like too many chances, right? But sometimes we gotta set boundaries with women and stick to it. Cause we see red flags in women, and we just look past those red flags. And down now, baby here, the red flag was there before the baby got there. Now y'all not together, y'all have this baby. Now you dealing with these red flags with this woman. But you already knew how this woman was in the beginning. You can't say she changed when she had the baby because she showed who she was in that time between when y'all was together before y'all had this baby.
Right.
So it's hard, it's kind of so when a man going through that, like the woman's dictating the relationship. Now she was dictating that relationship before the baby even came. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, you know what dude's dealing with.
Yeah, I know what they trust, bro. Yeah, I'm sorry. I just want to say this. I have a homegirl that's like that. She do her baby dad. Well, she used to. So I had to just sit and talk to her. I said, listen. Why you making it hard for this man to see his child? All he want to do is just sit with the baby, sit with his child, take his child out to eat. That's it. You know, he doesn't. He just want to be with the baby. I'm like, why are you making it so difficult? You still love this man? No, I don't. Well, why are you acting? Well, because I don't like when he be taking the child. He just give her everything. I said, that's his child. That's his time. You be with this little girl the whole week. So why are you acting like this? I want you to look at all your friends. They wish they had a father a father like the man you got with the baby you have. I said they daddies ain't like like the baby daddy you have. So why you want to be like that? And it took a 3 months, man. And now the dude get the baby all the time. He's off child support because she listened to me. Because you have a responsible man, a responsible father that's paying for private school, that's buying all the clothes, and even he paying the light bill. You married, so why make it hard for him? Good dude. So
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
so
tough.
so
He paying the light
so
bill
they
for the husband.
for the
Oh,
husband, boy, he got it made. The husband got it made.
yeah, I don't know about that. I don't think I agree with that shit.
I
Hell
don't agree
no.
with it either. I ain't gonna do this shit.
Hell no. All right, man. We got a super chat, man. Prince Ant 722, man, with a $5 super chat, man. He said, one thing I can say with no hesitation, I have no children with all of my exes, man. I appreciate that, brother. All right, I'll play some for you. We'll take a quick break and we'll be right back after this right here.
Oh, let me slow it down. Rapping with the singing, I be swinging. You can get it all free like welfare. Yeah. Back to the beginning, know what I told ya. I got 2 degrees, now I'm dumb rich. This sound like some 718 shit. The living weirdo on the same shit. Gave me in, let's go violinist.
All right, man. Appreciate that, Prince 722, man. I appreciate that $5 super chat, man. All right, man, guys. If you want to give, you can give as well. I appreciate that, man. Hey, so anyway, back to what I was saying, Brian. I got some more questions here for you, man. I want to break down how has society punished masculine discipline, authority, and structure?
What you mean? Can you explain it?
So how how men are they discipline their children, or they have authority in their household with their wives, their children, or in their community. Remember the old granddad in the community who could say something and everybody did what he said because they respected him, not because they were scared, but they respected him and he had authority and structure. Just having somewhere your kids can have structure. Hey, we're gonna do this, or you and your woman, you and your wife, you and your girl, structure. This, we're gonna do this. What happened to, like, how has society punished us as men for having those 3 things?
For me personally, society hadn't punished me because once again it goes. I put everything to the feet of the man. If you're not picking a woman that understand what you're trying to accomplish or the structure you're trying to make, that's on you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I can't blame the woman for let's say, baby, I want us to go to church on this day, then I want us to go to bed at 9 o'clock, blah 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 blah. But if I pick a woman that's not with that, that falls on me again. That's my responsibility to pick the right woman. Society has not stopped me from being who I am. It haven't took my masculinity, it haven't took my mindset on how I think or how I move. I'm just, if I'm dealing with a woman, I'm gonna pick the correct woman that understand where I'm coming from. Instead of me trying to force a woman that's not into that, that she's probably not into structure. She probably not into going to church. Even though I don't go to church, I'm just using that example. She probably not into going to bed at 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock like that. So guess what? I'm gonna find me a woman that's into that. I'm not finna force a woman to be something that she not. I like going to the strip club on Friday and Saturday, right? If the woman I meet, she got to be into that. But I can't force no woman that's not into going to the strip club. Why would I want to force somebody that don't like looking at women, that don't like going to nightclubs, that don't like to be in dangerous situations? So why I'm gonna force a woman to do that? I'm gonna find me somebody that's into what I'm into, and that's how I roll.
Well, it sounds to me like you looking for a motherfucker that's want to shoot up the club and fuck
Yeah.
bitches.
Yeah. Hey, listen, but if that's my thing, I'm gonna find a woman that's into that.
Yeah, I see the point. I see the point you
You get
make.
what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So why I'm gonna pick a church girl that's a goody two shoes and bring her to an environment she has nothing to know about? And that's the
right.
best example I can put it in a negative way that people digest and understand.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I see the point you're making.
It's a
Because
go. I'm sorry.
you can't, because if you don't, if you get with a woman that ain't never been around a wife, how you gonna make her a wife?
There you go.
You say, so you're right. I agree. If you know she got a mama that pretty much ain't shit, she pretty much probably gonna be the same way. You know, she was probably
Mhm.
raised that way. So
Exactly.
I get what you're saying. So let me see. I want to ask you one of these questions here. Okay, so what steps can men take to reclaim leadership through responsibility?
First and foremost, man, men gotta start looking themselves in the mirror first. That's
Yeah.
first and foremost. They gotta
Mhm.
look at themselves in the mirror. They gotta look at themselves and say, what do I want for myself? What do I need to find to help me to get to that next level? You know what I mean? Like that's the first thing. You gotta look at yourself. You gotta have confidence in yourself and know what you do. There's a lot of men that talking about, man, you know, a woman gotta submit, or a woman gotta do this and do that, a woman gotta hit the gym, do this and do that. But these not the type of men that's gonna do that. A woman got to cook and clean, but what are you providing for this woman? Do you got the funds to provide if you want her to do all these things? Are both of y'all working jobs? Are both of y'all full-time people? You know what I mean? So you can't expect her to do something that if she's working 8 hours a day, you working 8 hours a day. Sometimes you might need to find somebody that work 8 hours a day that don't mind cooking and cleaning. But sometimes you gotta have understanding, man. You know, everything just can't be your way sometimes. It just can't. That's just my way of thinking. Everything can't be your sometimes you gotta think like how my woman, I want my woman to feel comfortable. So if I ask my woman, hey babe, I want you to cook, I want you to clean, I want you to do all these things, but we work 40 hours a week together. How can I do that? She tired, I'm tired. So I'm gonna have to do something to help her out. But if I'm making enough money and she can get to sit at the house all day, then yes, I probably would expect her to cook and clean. But I'm gonna still clean up anyway, because that's just the type of nigga I am.
Right. Me too. I
You
just
know what I'm saying?
right, and I'll say this too. It goes back to what you just said a few minutes ago. You know, you got to find a woman who is on your program,
There you
and
go.
a woman that you ain't got to ask to do nothing, but it's in her. So you ain't got to be
It's
like, baby,
in
you gonna
them.
cook clean. You ain't got to go over no list with her. She's, man, let me tell you about me, boy. Listen,
It's hard to if people
this
gotta
woman
find
is shit. It ain't hard. It is hard to find,
it's
but
not
when you
hard to
get it,
find. Yeah, you gotta hold on to it. You know how many women we done had in our life that did everything that we wanted, but we just looked past it because we want to get this type of chick, but this type of chick wasn't doing what we wanted to do,
but
but we still stuck
let me
with
tell you
that
something.
motherfucker.
I'm talking about coming in from work, cooking,
Yes,
giving you massages,
yes,
making sure you sexually satisfied. What finding the energy to make sure you good,
yes.
boy, and you ain't got to ask for it. I think most men get so encouraged by the fact that they don't have to ask that woman for nothing.
Facts.
She just automatically come in and say, "I'm gonna give you this thing. I'm gonna throw this thing back on you today," or "I'm gonna come in and cook for my man. I'm gonna come in and just lay on my man, give my man some good loving." They ain't gotta ask them. And them the ones you hold on to. But hold on just a sec. I got somebody in the back, ladies and gentlemen, coming to the stage right now, man. Y'all know him. Y'all know this man. If you ain't never heard him, here he is.
One of the toughest things any man has ever done is turn down a nice piece of willing, steaming ass piece of pussy.
Art Payne is in the building, man. Art Payne, what's going on, my guy? What's going on?
Man, what's going on, man? What's
Oh,
happening?
not much, man. It's good to see you, Doc. I mean, how you feeling today?
Yeah, man, it's cool, man. I'm hanging in there. Yeah, I'm hanging in there.
Hey,
yeah,
listen.
man. So Flippin Tables is back, man. I like the new intro. So it's good.
I appreciate that, man. Appreciate it. Hey, listen, man. I've been asking Brian some questions, man. But you know, you're much older than Brian, so I want to get some of your thoughts.
Yeah, what happened to him?
Oh no, he in the back. He coming back. He had to go to the back. Yeah, there you go. There you go. So I want to get some of these questions out to you too, man, because you and Brian can have this conversation too, man, because I think that it'll be good to hear from both sides. But let me see.
Hey, what's happening, man? All right, go ahead.
Okay, so let me ask you this. So what part of manhood was given away versus taken?
But man, you know what? I think everything that we've lost, we've given away. And I say we. Listen. There's a small W we and there's a big W we.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because if we try to look at ourselves as part of the American diaspora as opposed to just black, I think we've been set up that made us that reversed the natural order of things in the black community from being patriarchal to matriarchal since the 60s. That's one of our biggest issues, right? Because it's a fait accompli that most black people live in a matriarchal bubble under the patriarchy. And so a lot of us are upside down. And so a lot of the men that we have today are raised by women, mostly just women. And that's one of the biggest problems that we have. So whether we gave it up or was taken away from us, but a lot of this shit started even before then. I think the demise of America started with the 19th Amendment, when they gave women the right to vote. Because I don't think enough analysis was done to show how much the way women thinks would impact the way we live today. And now we're starting to see the fruits of that shit. The country's falling apart, really, from the seams. We got women mayors and police chief and leading men. How the fuck they know how to lead men? And so I think we got a lot of problems. And then I blame that on a white man. They conquered the world and they gave it away to their women. Feminism should have never took root the way it did. I'm the way I look at it. So we're out of balance with the natural order of things. So whether we gave away or it was taken away, I think we offered up our manly leadership on a silver platter. And that's just how I look at it. And there's a lot of nuances to it, but some men are upside down. That's why it's so difficult for men to navigate the dating waters. They think that women are so different. The truth of the matter is, I think a lot of people just don't understand it's a natural order of things, and people are behaving based on their natural instincts, and it's on steroids because of social media and the technology that we have right now. It gets a little deep if you think about it, but I just think we complicate things. In the past, when I was young, men and women both worked. Like everybody, all my parents, the silent generation and the older baby boomers, they were working. None of this 50-50 bullshit. You did what you needed to do to keep the family moving. So now we got this euphemism of 50-50, and it acts like, we're splitting something. But if I'm in a relationship with you, it's 100-100, and the rest of it is common sense. Because, brother, you said it. If I'm working 8 hours a day and my woman's working 8 hours a day, we're not going to have a conversation on who does the cooking and cleaning. We're going to share that shit. Period. That's just common fucking sense. I'm not going to have my woman, and then if we want a woman to do double duty. If the kids are small, that's one thing. I'm going to land it here. You can't have your chick all fucking stressed out, and then you want to be a king in the bedroom every goddamn night. Right? I mean, the first foreplay is making sure that she's ready when you're ready. That shit takes a little bit of work. Or no, awareness.
So my question would be, Arpain, what if, like Brian was saying, what if you just have a woman that has that in her, who will come home and do all of that and happy about giving you what you need?
But you would know that while you're vetting her for marriage.
Absolutely. I agree 1,000%.
So it shouldn't be a surprise to you. I mean, you would know that you have a woman who's sexually attracted to you and it's yours to fuck up.
Yeah.
Because if she loses that attraction, then whose fault is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So with the things you were doing to make her want to bang you out all the time, I stopped doing it because you say I do.
Yeah. And sometimes you find a woman, Arpain, that will get on your program, and guess what she'll do? The things that turn her on are the basic things that a man does. throwing up, making sure the hot shit around the house done. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just it gets to a point when you meet that one, she will make your life better immediately. So it just goes back to that. It just goes back to that.
Yeah.
Brian, so what do you think about the question?
Hey, I agree with everything. Only thing I disagree with is I don't have a problem with women in leadership or women voting. I just think that's a human right for Black women, especially to vote. I never seen an issue with that, man, because both the Black man and the Black woman been through some things together. So that's my only pushback. And I don't have no problem with women being mayors and stuff like that. I've been to some places.
Can I interject on that point you
Yeah,
made?
yeah, go ahead,
I don't want you to misrepresent. I
Okay.
didn't say I didn't want
Explain.
them. I didn't want them to. I didn't say I didn't want them to vote. I don't think it was calculated for understanding the change in the way we live because they vote. Because women don't think like men. They vote based on emotional kind of things right there. That's why I think, most of our, especially Black women, they're mostly liberal. Their thoughts and their ideas are liberal. So when they get in power, some of the shit that they put up with, I don't abide by. Transgenderism, and all that other kind of shit that they would, lawlessness or being too lenient with the law and all that kind of shit, that impacts us. And as far as maybe we might have a disagreement, I don't think that a woman should be in charge of a workforce of police, which is 95% men. She doesn't know how to really empathize with a workforce like that. That's me. But it's just me. I'm admittedly, what's that, chauvinistic on that part?
Yeah, that's chauvinistic.
Yeah, I'll admit it. I'll admit it, man. Every time I see these but I see these. I see these press conferences here. You got all these big ass burly men, and then a 2-foot woman comes out with all the stars on her shoulders. I just have a problem. But that's not the same thing with president. If we had a real conservative woman as president, I can handle that. But these liberal chicks, man, suppose Kamala Harris would have won.
I agree. Now I can't agree with the liberal woman.
That's all I mean. And most of them are liberal. They're making all the moves. They're the ones who are emasculating men. Look at the Democratic Party. All those women are trying to define what a man is. Put up $20 million to try to get men back in the fold. You heard about that, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you lose what men is? And then you listen to these women talk. The man is in touch with his emotions, crying up on the stage and all this horse shit. Man, get out of here.
But it goes back to the Obama thing, though. Like I say, just like I told Blake, man, I just blame Obama for laying out that red carpet for people to think like that. And we gotta think, man. We was never like that. A lot of Black women never thought like that. And even during this Kamala Harris thing or Democratic run that we seeing, it's a lot of Black women that I came across that really dislike the transgender agenda. They really do dislike men going in women's restrooms. They really dislike the emasculation of young boys. There's a lot of women. So
I agree
sometimes, so sometimes we look at the small minority, the minority that's the loudest, that's louder than the majority, because you got to think, if the majority of women spoke like that, the louder the minority of women get, you'll see how women get attacked because they say, oh, you're homophobic, you're not a woman's woman, and things like that. So I totally get it, though. Let
me ask you, you really think that it's a minority of women who are ultra liberal, or if in the Black community, the vast majority of Black women are liberal Democrats?
Yes, most definitely. Yes, they're liberal Democrats.
And they vote that way. And listen, I'm a, I don't want to veer too much. I've been recording a list of all the Black women who are mayor, not all, but a lot, who are mayors, judges, AGs, and all of them. And they all fumble in the bag. They just indicted the chick down from New Orleans. They just got another Black chick with the $5 million. We got Marilyn Mosby. We got the AG of New York. She's dirty. Even though she got Donald Trump, you know, they're trying to save her based on technicalities, but she was doing some F shit just like she put him. They don't know how to wield the power that they have because they get drunk with it. How about Tiffany Henry? How about Karen Bass fiddling while Los Angeles was burning down? You know, I'm just saying, you know, I'm looking at these women, I'm saying, okay, you're reaching these high levels and you're just fumbling the bag over stupid shit.
I get it, but
it's too many of them to be a coincidence.
But you got to think too. We got look. There are black men in the Democratic Party that's doing the same thing. Also, you know, we got Mayor Brandon. He's sitting there
Oh,
looking
I'm
like a
telling you,
lump
he's
on the
the
log
worst.
with, you know, he one of the worst black men I ever seen in my life. You know,
Yeah,
but then we
he's the
got to think.
worst. He's
But you got to think though. With the Democratic Party, they are controlling our black people, not just the black women, but the black people. The Democratic Party has an agenda, and they know if they put a black woman, because it's strategic, they put a black woman in as the face, but not as the person that's running it. Because somebody telling them you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do this, you can't do that, and that's what we seeing now.
I think we're in a violent agreement, man, because they use the black women because they understand the upside down nature of the black community.
Yep.
We listen to our women. And, you know, and when I mention the women, I trust me, I'm not excluding other black men or anybody, or the white
Please
women
don't.
who are liberals. I'm not.
Yeah.
I was just concentrating on talking about them. I got enough smoke for everybody. But the fact is that, you know, if the black women want to make a real move, then when you get power, you're not supposed to squander it. Right? And there's a big move. If I was running against a woman as a mayor, it's a good chance I would lose. They're winning they're winning these races all over the place. And I think part of it's just because they're women.
I can see that. I can see that. I can see that. But once again, we just gotta look who's pushing these women forward. You know what I mean? And
I
had these
agree with
talking
you.
points. Because in the past, before Obama, we had great black women mayors. You know, we had a mayor in the hometown that was by me. I can't think of her name right now. She was a dope
Where you
mayor,
from?
man.
Where you from?
I'm from Mississippi.
All right. I mean, did she fumble the bag?
No, she didn't. That's what I'm
That's
saying.
what okay.
Everything after Obama, you see, listen, everything after Obama, you see black men and black women fumbling the bag. I just can't put it on black women because there are a lot of black men that's in the Democratic Party
Yeah, you
that's
know, but
destroying us. And
yeah,
they talking like the feminists, the white liberal feminists. They hold on, black men
I'm
saying
with
that men can go in the bed. So I just don't. I just don't blame everything on the black woman because I understand the game and the system that our sisters are in. You
well, let
know,
me ask you, but that's yeah.
even I hate what happened to the sisters. Even though I never agree with Black Lives Matter, but their
Oh my
organization,
God.
I didn't like to see them go to jail. But I knew beforehand. I said, them white folks putting them up, putting them as the face. Well, they're gonna give them all this money and they're gonna throw them away. And you see,
Of
nobody's not
course.
taking up for them.
Of
Nobody in
course.
the Democratic Party is not speaking up for them. Nobody in the Democratic Party said, "Hey, let's run a campaign." But before then, when they were doing those agendas, everybody's behind them. Now these sisters by themselves.
Yeah, listen, you know what?
Lesbian sisters. There's
Yeah,
Yeah,
want to
my
preface that.
bad. They
well,
hold on.
let
Then they
me
not even Black American at this.
Yeah,
So
just
exactly.
say this though. When you mentioned Brandon Johnson, and this is where I would agree because I was talking about women. He's got to be one of the worst black men I've seen in modern time. He's I can't believe that guy.
Oh, I didn't hear the name. Who is it?
Brandon
Brandon
Johnson.
Johnson.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I didn't know they made. Listen, I hate to use slurs like coon and stuff like that,
He terrible.
but he's
Terrible.
the worst, man. I listened to him talk. You know, I said, "Oh my God, man!" And you know what? If black people get what they deserve, they voted his ass in. And you know what? They might even vote his ass in again because he's probably gonna run. I think part of it, we live in a self-inflicted wound kind of thing, man. You know, so anyway, I don't want to get too far, of course, on that.
All right, let me get this super chat out the way real quick. We got a $10 super chat from at Prince Ant 722. He said, one approach that young couples aren't applying in relationships: give and take. That's an approach working for my wife and I. 21 years together this January, 16 years married. Hey, man, bruh, Congratulations on that 21 years, my brother. Let me give you a little something while we take a break. Just a small break here, just to show some appreciation for that. Give me hold on just a second. Here we go.
This nigga's a homosexual.
All right. I appreciate it, man. Appreciate you guys, man. Hey, listen, coming to the stage right now, my brother from another mother, the velvet voice of YouTube himself is in the building tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, put your damn hands together for my co-host and my brother all the way from Bama, coast of Mississippi, Brian. Almost Bama is in the building tonight. Lost in translation. What's going on, my guy?
Come on inside and get yourself something cool to drink.
Yes, sir. What's happening, man? What's going on?
And what it is and what it will be, man. Hey, listen, we up here having a great conversation, man. I want to keep the conversation flowing, man. Thank you, everybody, for being here tonight. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I see the numbers are really catching up now and going up. So hit the like button, subscribe button if you want to give to the channel. You see the cash up at the bottom of the screen, as well as the super chat if you want to give to the channel or join the channel. But a like and a share is free, so do that to help with the algorithm of the channel. All right, so I want to go into these other questions because now I got the three different perspectives here to answer these questions. So I want to ask this question. Let me go down here because I got some more right here. I got some more. What would a reset of masculine leadership look like in today's world? Lost in translation just came in. You could take a stab at that first, my brother.
It'll look like Ibrahim Traoré over there, taking care of business, man, and throwing out people who want to claim your success. That's what I look like over the Burkina Faso. That's what masculine leadership looks like. It doesn't lean on other people's, help. It doesn't ask for help and none of that stuff. It reaches to his neighbors and say, hey, look, we got this. You know what I mean? And don't let anybody make a fool out of you. And that's the main reason why they don't like that man now. They're trying to paint him as a threat. But at the end of the day, he's just doing what's best for his country. And I can stand on that. I can get behind that. But that's what a reset would look like, in my opinion.
What would a reset look like, Arpain?
I mean, listen, I would say less talk and just action. I think what happens is men try to get affirmations too much. Just, do what's right. If you got a plan, execute. And stop apologizing. That's the number one thing. That's another, the Stephen A. Smith incident, right? He said all this great stuff about Jasmine Crockett. Then he comes and apologizes. It's just one example. If you're right, I don't think any man should ever apologize for being right. I think that puts us back. So if we want to assume leadership, we got to do what's leadership things: stand on the square, make decisions, and stop deferring to anybody else in terms of get counsel, but move forward. And I think we need to start winning elections. I think men need to start winning the local elections, and conservative men, so we could change what's going on at the grassroots. I think there's too much liberalism down there, and it's killing cities. It really is. So that's one of the things I say. So in the household, if you want to go and take it to the household, if you're going to get married as a man, you got to understand that it's yours. Your family's is yours to win or lose. You don't negotiate who's the leader. You just assume leadership, and that's it. And if your woman is not willing to follow your leadership, regardless of how much money she makes, don't marry her. Just don't. And don't get her pregnant either. Stop getting these women pregnant. You know, I think the most sought after man out there is a man with no kids on his square, making money and doing the right things. He should be writing his own ticket. You know, and a woman should be the last thing he should do. So if you want to be married, the woman's got to be on your program, and you should not make any exceptions for that, as best you can. Oh, and my last thing I always say, I'm gonna land it here. If you're gonna get married, the woman you marry, you have to have reasonable assuredness that she views you as her number one choice. If that's not in place, I think you're making a mistake.
Ooh, Brian, what do you think?
Can you repeat the question one more time for me so I can get better clarity?
Yeah. The question is, let me go back. Hold on. Let me go back. I scrolled up too far. Hey, y'all remember what the question was?
I think the question was,
what would a reset of masculine leadership look like in today's world?
Right.
Number one, men should not blame women for everything. I think if you're a man, you should hold yourself accountable before you blame a woman for anything. I think that's the number one thing that starts with real leadership. Because I'm seeing too many men blame women for everything, but never look at other men and see how these other men that claim that they are leaders are not doing. You know, how they drop the ball. So I'm always gonna tell brothers, man, hold yourself accountable. Don't blame nobody. Don't blame no woman. Don't blame your daddy because he wasn't there. Don't blame none of that. You got to stand on your own square, just like Richard said down there. You got to stand on your own square, man, to keep it moving.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. So let me ask you this. What causes women to distrust? What causes women to distract men or to be disgusted with male leadership? What causes that? What causes them to say, we don't want these leaders. We don't want men to be leaders. It's our time now, Brian. It's our time now. We want to be the chief. We want to be the mayor. We want to be the head construction worker. We want to do everything that when we do get to that point where the women say we want to take over all these things that men do.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's up to men to be more competitive. You know what I'm saying? If you in the construction game, you feel like you can do better than a woman, you got to compete against it. You know, like there's nothing around me, no man, no woman. If there's something I want to do, I'm going to do it. You know what I mean? So if a woman can say, or a man can say that, hey, I want to be a construction worker. Hey, I want to lift concrete all day. Hey, I want to pour asphalt all day. Hey, I want to be a mayor. Hey, okay, if I want to be a mayor, you're gonna have to beat me out of being a mayor. You're just gonna have to beat me.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, it's either or. So, you know, women can say, or men can say, but since we're talking about women, a woman can say all that they can. I don't have no problem with them thinking they can be the mayor.
Lost.
You know how I feel about the situation, man. It's all about free enterprise. If you can do it, then do it. You know what I mean? My thing is this: we have to get beyond, as Black people, just saying stuff and people just lay down and just give you stuff. Sometimes you got to take it. You got to show that you're competent about it. You know, we have this mentality where we feel like we're entitled just because we're Black. You know, I come from an era where people used to say a mind is a terrible thing to waste. You know what I'm saying? And people leaned on their own efforts, and they leaned on their own knowledge, and they use wisdom to do the things that they need to do. They were inventors. You see what I'm saying? That type of thing. And they really enjoyed intelligence, and they used it to their example. But what I've seen these days is that people try to guilt people into their own position. You should vote for me because I'm a woman. You should vote for me because I'm Black. Well, my whole thing is this: that doesn't work well in the free market system, because in the free market system, if left everything to its best devices, the best person, regardless of color or gender or race, should have that particular job based upon their skill set and the time set aside that they use to develop themselves, and or the network that they're surrounding themselves by, because that's important as well. My whole thing is this: I think we have to get beyond politics, respectability, where people want to just say, hey, just give me this because it doesn't put the best people in places that need to service the community. all it does is it serves those people who want to be in power, their needs and not exactly the needs of the people. Because all you have to do is look at our neighborhoods, look at our inner cities, and you'll see that that particular mindset has not yielded us any fruit that's worth celebrating about. As I've lived long enough to see what happens when you turn that ingenuity loose in our community, undisturbed from everybody else, we rise like for real. We are a force of nature if we left to our own devices and we put the best people in the best positions, regardless of gender or race. You see what I'm saying? But my whole thing is this: we have to get beyond this, you should do this just because business. And we have to stop leaning on guilt, shame, and insults to get our way. That's manipulation. You can't build a society on manipulation because it'll crumble. All it's going to do is come through. When facts come through and knock down your manipulation, then you're going to find out that what you built on wasn't worth building on. And it was because you were being delusional because you decided to swallow those lies that you thought made you feel good versus doing the thing that's hard and building a solid foundation. That's all I got to say about that.
Yeah, now I did want to add this little part too, because now that you have all of these things that are coming out now, I think male leadership is so important right now. I have a video I'm gonna show you guys in just a second, but there's a book coming out. I don't know if y'all heard about it. It's a book coming out in a couple of days that they're releasing for the 8 and 9-year-old children. And it's called Abortion is Everything. And they're teaching the young girls that it's best to do it. You're a superhero. You can control the navigation of your life. It doesn't matter how young you are when you get, pregnant or whatever. You're a superhero. And then it's written by the feminist movement. And they're not ashamed to say that men are not needed in any aspect. We don't care about the jobs you do. You guys are no longer needed. Women can basically run this world without any of you. And so I just want to get you guys' mindset on how do you feel about these things coming to pass, where they have these books coming out? Should men stand up? Should men say, hey, listen,
let me answer that question about.
Okay, yeah.
Because this ties into it. Listen, it's a battle of ideology. Yeah, and that's the issue. And that's one of the things that, and unfortunately, and I know brother talks about blaming women, the ideology of the women who are in leadership is mostly liberal. Mostly. I mean, where's the last real conservative woman that's been in charge of anything? Who thinks about traditions and morals and mores and those kind of things. And so it leans on the feminist movement when it was about equality. Now it's not. It's about control now. And we got so many sycophantic men who just want to get along and go along. They don't understand that the rug is being pulled out from under them because the people we put in leadership, both men and women who are liberal, are destructive at the base root, from crime to the immigration policies to everything. I mean, listen, it's just so much thing. So if I found like the woman from Virginia who was a conservative and she lost, Winsome, she lost, the people were getting on Trump's case for not endorsing her. Well, just around 5 months before then, she was ragging him just like any other liberal, right? And then for her vice governor was a big ass gay white man with his little black boyfriend on the stage. You ain't no real conservative, right? And so they couldn't. The people who were conservative couldn't vote for that. She bringing her boyfriend, so she was just a rhino, right? She wasn't even a real conservative. She's just spouting all this bullshit. But when it came down to it, she was just a rhino, because a real conservative woman would have never picked a running mate who's got his butt buddy with him. It's just bad optics, and so the people didn't vote for her. And then, so they voted in a lady who was a scoundrel, so I'm just saying, if there's some good ideological conservative people, and women included, who want to run and who are not rhinos, I can get with that. But our inner cities, just like you said, they're destructive. You look at their councils, These are all liberal people. The book you're talking about will never fly in a red state that you just mentioned.
Yeah.
Never. You know, all the consternation that we see in the blue states with ICE and law enforcement is because they're blue states. You don't think that they're deporting people from red states? You don't see no crowds in the street because the police are cooperating. You know, so our country is being destroyed from within because we're talking about a lot of shit, but the ideology is killing us. You know, so so that's where I'm at. You know, and unfortunately for us, too many of our Black women are liberal feminists. And it's destructive in action. You know, and it's as simple as that. And I'll stand on that. Because you ask them what they believe in. And all the shit that's not good for us, you could make a list. From abortion to transgenderism, the destruction of Title IX, to open borders, every goddamn thing. Decriminalize, defund the police, the whole 9 yards. So, I mean, I'll land it there. So, should we just get started? We finished that? Is it time for me?
No. You good. You got another super chat. Prince Ant 722 $2 super chat. Thank you again, man. He said men have to learn to stand on business. Period. Prince came back with another $5 super chat. He said political positions are a birthright. It's a responsibility. Now I want to play this real quick for you guys because I think this is important for the conversation. Let me see here. Where is it at? There it should be right here. Yeah, there it is. All right, here we go.
Feminists say they don't need men. You ready for this? When feminists say they don't need men, 96% of construction workers are men. 95% of electricians are men. 95% of plumbers are men. 98% of carpenters are men. 94% of HVAC technicians are men. 97% of mechanics are men. 96% of welders are men. 91% of truck drivers are men. And we know what the other 90%
Damn right, Marge.
Yeah. 97% of roofers are men. 95% of oil rig workers are men. 90% of machine operators are men. 85% of network engineers are men. 91% of mechanical engineers are men. 86% of civil engineers are men. 96% of firefighters are men. 85% of police officers are men. 80% of military personnel are men. 90% of pilots are men. 94% of train operators are men. 92% of forklift operators are men.
Wow.
These are some of the riskiest jobs in the world.
What are your thoughts? We'll start with you, Brian. When it comes to our counterparts saying, "Hey, we can do everything that you guys do. Why aren't they more involved in the workforce when it comes to those jobs?"
I'm maybe for me, I don't see a lot of women in real life saying these things, man. I think social media just blow things up out of proportion than what it is. These are just people on social media. In my life, in the 43 years of me living, I never heard a Black woman say she want to do certain male jobs. You got Black women don't even want to take the trash out. You know what I mean? So most definitely they don't want to do certain things that jobs that men have done, certainly. But for the women on social media, I don't run into those type women. And I live in Dallas. You know, Dallas, you stay out here too. Dallas is you see all types of people here. And since I've been here for 15 years, I have not ran into those type of women, especially my Black women. I haven't seen it personally. Even me just dealing with women on the intimate level, I haven't met a woman that said that she want to do things that a man want to do. That's just not something that I come across all the time. Even my daughters, I had to ask my daughters because she's in college. And I had to ask her, like, do your friends talk like this? Or do your friend like they say no? And she go TWU. You know what TW is,
Yeah.
you know, so that's a liberal college. But that even our young Black girls are not really in tune to that. I think just what we see on social media, but when we walk out the door, go to Walmart, Target, malls, or whatever, and you ask the average woman there, they're gonna be like, no. So that's what keeps me sane when I see wild stuff like that. Just like I'm sorry.
No, you good. Lost in translation.
Here's the thing. It's not It's not wild to me because I got friends that are females that are firefighters, and that's their whole thing. You know, that's what they live for, to go out to the male dominated spaces. You know what I'm saying? And the thing about it is they may not come out and say they want to do it, but they would actually leave those other dangerous positions out of the equation, and they want to fight for the C-suite positions. You see what I'm saying? The comfortable office positions. And I think that is where the narrative is. They may not come out and tell you that, but around intelligent brothers, that's the conversation they're having. And if you think about it, all the conversations that we're having, people like to say it's social media. I say it's not. Because why would somebody get on social media and say something just to be saying it? You see what I'm saying? These people actually believe that. It's the same way as they believe what they see on TV. I did a whole podcast, man, a while back about the influence of commercialism and how that these commercials can actually program women to think a certain way. You know what I mean? They used to have commercials about ring around the collar and Calgon, take me away. You know what I mean? And you deserve a break today. You know what I mean? All this other stuff. All those little quick advertisements are psychological things that are implanted in people's psyche, and they don't even realize it's there until something comes out and triggers it. And I don't think if we're going to tackle things like this, we got to be honest about what we're up against. We can't just say, oh, that's just social media, when people spend millions and billions of dollars on advertising and campaigning just to lift the money out of your pocket so they don't have to convince you of what product they have is the best. If I'll give you another example, like De Beers. They always say De Beers came up with the most fantastic slogan of all time that you can't get away from. I don't care what woman you have. They will tell you, if you ask them, what is a girl's best friend? They're going to tell you a diamond.
A diamond.
That is embedded. You cannot get around that. You see what I'm saying? And the thing about it is, most women that sit up there and be like, I have to have one that's grown from the ground from billions of years from the rock, because, you know, they got lab grown diamonds. Chemically, it's the same thing, but they're going to think you didn't think enough of me because you didn't spend enough money on me. Well, that's the whole thing. They would actually take money and equate it to who you are. And that right there is a psychological thing that's embedded, and you can't get around that. Keep having those conversations. It'll show up. And that's the main reason why most women always want a guy that's got 6 figures, 6 feet tall, all this other stuff, because of programming. And for us to sit up here and say it's just social media, I think it's disingenuous, given the fact that all you have to do is look at the commercials and TVs that people are influenced by today and watch these people march to the beat of these things and buy these things. And that's the main reason why they do these things. Now, I will give you an example of where when people become conscious and they just say, I'm not going to do this anymore, then it brings these people to their feet. Just like Black Friday, when people say, you know what, I'm not spending a dime on Black Friday. I don't care what commercial come on. I don't care. People were going live from Walmart. There was nobody in there. People were buying whatever groceries or whatever. They weren't buying these big screen TVs because people have had enough. And once you've had enough, you don't go along with what everybody says. But I don't think that's the only reason that they're doing this, because times are tough now. Interest rates are going up. You know, people's mortgages are getting out of hand because of property taxes. Real life is starting to kick in. You know what I'm saying? As Kevin used to say, winter is coming. No, winter is here. And I think what happens is when you have to measure your truth versus your reality, reality wins every single time. You cannot pay your rent with your truth, but you can pay your rent with your reality, with whatever money you have in your pocket. And I think we have to start getting back down to the brass tacks of what is reality. When we start feeding into people's delusions or whatever, when times are great, the very time something gets rough, that ideology that they had, that they were standing on talking about my truth, does not work. It does not work. And I think we have to get back to, as a people and as men, relying on reality more often than other people's fantasy. Because as you can see, people's fantasy have come crumbling down. You got people losing their jobs. You got people losing their homes, all type of stuff, because they decided they wanted to live in their truth. And their truth sometimes doesn't always give them the comfortability to survive off their own words.
Well, and I'll add this before our pain goes. They had this thing, Brian, in Our Pain and Lost, where Victoria's Secret says, we're going to start catering to women who are obese. And so we're going to take all the women out of, the walkway, all those angels and and all the little, Victoria's Secret angel girls that used to be very petite, running up and down. They took it all away. And they said, we're going to focus on the larger women. And they start putting the mannequins up. You went in the mall, you seen Victoria's Secret mannequins that was 200 pounds, 300 pounds with big old drawers on. And after about a year and a half, their profit margins dropped so bad that the owners, the CEO, CFO said, fuck that. Throw all them fat ass mannequins away. Get them big drawers out my store. Get them fine ass girls back on the walkways, because we've been catering to the people and we ain't making no money. The same thing happened with Bud Light. Bud Light said, we're going to put a trans man on a beer can. They lost $300 million in 7 days. And guess what happened? They no longer support the LGBTQ community. Yeah. I'm telling you, bro, you cannot cater to every group of people. You can't because you're going to start losing money. Who wants to drink out of a beer can with a trans man on it?
Well,
you're right. You're getting the fuzz.
Yeah, getting back to the original question, but real quick, it's about control, right? Patrick Bet-David just listed all the things where women don't want to work down in those jobs, but they want to be the CEO. They don't want. They're not going to go into those construction, but they want to be in charge of it, though. They want to seat on the board so they could tell those guys what to do. They just want to jump over. They're not going to get in the ditch or be forklift drivers and all that shit. But if they had a chance to sit on the board of directors, they would. And that's the big problem. I mean, it's about control. It's just really about control. Feminism has told women, and there's some other things to it, and it gets kind of deep. Because I really do believe that women don't need men in a sense until they do. And I did this experiment with women. I told them, listen, pick the 5 guys who are closest to you, and I bet you could list everything you want this guy that you extract from him. Because women use men, and it's not a negative thing. That's what they're here for. They use us for survival, and that's a natural thing. So when if you ask a random woman, and I'm gonna be real quick. If you got 5 guys around you, I bet you can give me a list on why you have those 5 guys in your orbit. And I'm not even talking sexually. That includes a father, a husband. And my wife is with me, right, for a whole lot of reasons, covenant and stuff, but she still finds me useful. That's when women leave men, is when they no longer find them useful. And it sounds crazy, but that's really at the brass tacks of it. So I just say that, women just get this delusion that they don't need men because they think from inside they're selfish, but they know they need us for the things that sustain life. But, if they can get along without it until they do, then as far as they're concerned, they don't need it. And of course, they need the guy that could blow their back out too. But he's the guy they won't marry. So I'm just trying to say it's a psychology about women. I think we lose track of it because we get wrapped up in social media and stuff like that. But we're all still subject to the laws of nature, both men and women, no matter where we are, no matter what time. I think we lose sight of that. And not enough men study that either, by the way.
Arpain, when you've been taught that men are less than, it's kind of hard to respect them as humans. Like, real talk. Well, I mean, think about it. The only thing you can do with a man is use him. And when you can't use him, he's nothing. Then it's kind of hard to respect him. Whether it's leadership or whatever. You see what I'm saying?
Right. That's when it's on steroids. But I think some women understand that usefulness. That's why I like to use the word usefulness as opposed to just use. Because I think all women who have a man in their life, part of it is because they find him useful. And I don't think that's a bad thing. I just think that's a natural thing.
Yeah, but here's the thing at the same time, even if, say, for instance, they didn't find a use, or put it like this.
He would be invisible to him.
What if the use that they want him for is not all that he is? You see what I'm saying? It's the portion that they need from him. It's like you said, other 5 guys.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Just because I can't do this doesn't mean I'm useless.
No,
it's just that you don't find a use to me.
That's why as a person, I agree with you 100%. He could be a much more than that, but all she wants to do is extract what she needs out of him.
I think that's a waste of resources. If you
and
ask me.
to add to that,
women operate.
And to add to that, Arpain, I heard DJ Hamp talking about this today. So shout out to DJ Hamp. In Kentucky, they just passed a law that in divorce and child support, everything will be 50-50 across the board.
Yep.
Right. And since they've done that in the last 8 months, divorce rates have dropped to 23%. From 48% to 23%. You want to know why? Because they know they can't do it by themselves. They know they can't. 50-50 ain't gonna help them. So they're like, okay, well, I'm just gonna stick with it. I'm just gonna make this shit work.
Well, they also know they can't walk away with half your shit.
Yeah, exactly.
And the simp economy is not going to support or undergird their efforts, because the secret is out. You're not going to go out and you're not going to support somebody else's, dream, so to speak.
So if they pass this law in every state,
it's got to start at one. You got to start somewhere.
I just want to harp on what
go ahead, Brian.
Arpain was saying with the lady with the 5 guys. I can't blame the woman for finessing, or as you saying, find someone useful, because at the end of the day, I always put it on the man. If a man allow a woman to use him, he's the fool. You know what I mean? Like, that's why I just can't blame nothing on a woman like that. Because if I'm a fool to allow a woman to use me, that's on me. The woman is doing what she's supposed to do. Is finesse me or use me. I might know how to do electrical work around the house.
Yes.
If I'm not getting nothing back from it, but I'm doing the electrical work for nothing, who the fool? I'm the fool. So I can't knock the woman for
you're absolutely right.
Using man. Yeah, that's what a woman's supposed to do. So I agree.
Can I add to what you just said? See, because that's why I took great pains to say I don't think it's a negative thing. The truth of the matter is, some men don't mind being used that way, just in the chance that they might get lucky. I did a show on this channel based on that, and I had a couple of women actually kind of admit to my theory, right? So you're right. So it's the guy. And first of all, a lot of us don't mind being useful to women, as long as we know what the deal is. We have some ladies in our lives that they call us up because they want some advice. Some chick might, if you're in a game, some chick might call you up because she's lonely that night. She wants you to come out and take care of her and leave in the morning. And some guys, she knows you're an electrical guy, or good with shrubbery and take care of the lawn. Now, they may offer you some money for doing it, but they like your company as well. So I don't think I think it's natural for women to look at men based on their usefulness. I really do. And whether you feel like as the man that you're being used or not, it's up to you. It's up to you. Of course.
Arpain, here's the situation with that.
It's just a theory, though. It's just
I understand. Here's the thing: we make excuses for that type of behavior. And I'm gonna tell you why it's wrong.
Okay.
The reason why it's wrong is because you're only going to elevate to the amount of space you can reuse somebody. You're not going to be elevated into areas of where people make millions and billions of dollars, or people who move and shake and make things in this country. You're only going to be slumming amongst those guys with $40. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to get 20 in the front and 40 in the back. You know what I'm saying? That's your life is going to be centered right around $40. You can't build a family with $40. You see what I'm saying? You can't build a legacy with $40. With getting your hair and your nails done. When you start to build your society base level on the amount of stuff that you can take from somebody, it's going to kind of look like the society that we have right now. Real low vibrational, always snatching wigs, that type of foolishness that you see on social media. You know what I mean? That type of thing. And I think that's the real reason why that type of behavior is bad. Not only that, when you take that mentality and you start injecting that into politics, that's bad business. You try to take that bad business and inject it into the rest of the world, they're going to let you know, quite frankly, when it comes to the free market system, they're going to be looking for equal value. And that's the main reason why
when you say they, who's going to be looking for equal value?
That's the main reason why we have businesses that are trash, because we have a bad value system, because underpinned by the ideology is that, hey, that's who she is. If she can get away with it, she can get away with it. You know what I mean? It's just like Jasmine Crockett. It's just like with this Jasmine Crockett foolishness. She's up there and got up there and acted a whole fool, asking for this, that, and the other. At the same time, she was getting money from Epstein. You know what I mean? That type of stuff.
Oh my God.
That's real shady behavior. And my whole thing is this: if you don't arm yourself and educate yourself with knowledge, that type of behavior starts to look real palatable, and it starts to be looking real delicious. And you think that's what you're supposed to eat when it's not. All I have to say is look at your results. Look at the fruit that your actions have bear. And all you have to do is you lean on that. That's proof enough. That's proof enough. So when we start making excuses for other people's bad behavior, that's when we start elevating as a people. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
Let me read this real quick.
I hear that.
I'm gonna read it just a second.
I say this one thing as a rebuttal. I think women at every level use men for what they can get out of. Not just the $40 chick, the chick who's a multi-million-dollar chick. The men in her orbit, she finds something useful out of them, or else they wouldn't be there. That's just my theory. I don't think it's negative. I think it's a natural piece that I just think is natural with women. Period.
I think it's a waste of talent, to be honest.
Yeah, it is. Prince 8 Ant 722, $5, man. Thank you again. He said, here's a question that I want women to answer. So for the women out there that's watching right now, this is a question for you. Do you want equality or fairness? Remember, both are not the same. Thank you, man, for that $5 super chat. I appreciate you, brother.
Good question.
But I just, I think that we're living in a society, man, that the men need to regain themselves very quickly, or the world around us, man. If we don't take charge, it's gonna be a wrap. It's gonna be a wrap, man. I'm seeing a lot.
No return yet. We're close.
Now, black man, I will say this to be on the fair side. When we make excuses for women, there are certain times where they make excuses for men too, because they will say boys will be boys.
Yeah,
and we already know that you can't go around doing stuff like that.
Right.
I don't want anybody to think that I'm just coming down on the women. I'm being objective based upon what we're talking about right now. Right. Because there are consequences for men when they behave. It's just sometimes we make excuses for women. Most of the time, that's the reason why I don't have as many women prisons as they do men prisons. And I'm pretty sure bad behavior is an equal opportunity employer.
Yep. So as we,
I just want to say this one thing. Yeah, this is how I look at it. I think, this how my father raised me and the men that I seen that raised me. There are going to be people out here that need the directions on the Clorox bottle, meaning they need that warning label to know not to drink the Clorox. I live my life like this, so I can't expect everyone to walk the same path that I walk. So I know there are going to be women, they're going to be low vibrational. I know there are going to be women that are going to live their life the way they feel they want to live. But me, with common sense, I would not be around those type of women, and I implore any young brother that's listening, if you see red flags, walk away from it, because there's nothing you're going to do about it. We can preach all day about how women is, how women that, how women going to do this to you and all the other stuff, but you can do as a man to avoid those situations. Learn from your mistakes. Don't fall for this shit. Like, everything that didn't happen to me, I put that on myself. You know what I mean? So I can't just be like that. You know what I'm saying? I just can't be in La La Land or live in this fairy tale thinking that, okay, everybody gonna have the same mindset, this same outlook. It's just not gonna work like that. And I know it's not gonna work like that. I know there's somebody that need that warning label on the Clorox bottle so they don't drink it. I just know that. So I don't know, man. I'm gonna walk with my common sense. I'm gonna make sure I do what I'm supposed to do around my people out here in Dallas to Jackson, Mississippi. And all thing we can do is control what we got going on. I know it's some wild shit out here with the brothers and the sisters out here. I know that. But not all of us are not like that. Not all black people are like that. You know what I mean? So that's why I lean my faith on, knowing that every black person I come across ain't like that. I know some fools out here, but I know all of them ain't fools.
See, here's my whole thing. We focus too much on the fools and not the intelligent ones. Everybody like to say not all this, not all that. Well, not all of us are intelligent. You know what I'm saying? Those are the ones we need to be working with. Those are the ones we need to be putting in charge. Those are the ones we need to be elevating. Those are the ones we need to be putting on social media. Those are the ones we need to promote. Those are the ones that we need to help. But my whole thing is, why do we always focus on the not all when it comes to bad behavior? Why don't we elevate the intelligent? Why don't we elevate the ones who make a difference, those who make a change? Why don't we focus on those? Because it's not sex, it's not entertainment. It doesn't jack up your dopamine. You know what I mean? That type of thing. So that's my whole thing. As a challenge, when we start saying not all this, let's stop making excuses for people who make bad behavior. Let's take the spotlight off of those people and start putting it on the people who are actually doing stuff and making things shake. How about let's do that instead of making excuses for people who do bad things.
Exactly. And lost in translation, I 100% agree. That's why I don't never focus on negative shit within my people. I always focus on the positive shit that all my black people do. All my content from on social media, from TikTok to Facebook, always be in a positive light of black American people. I don't focus on low vibrational people. I don't focus on what these 304s do, because I understand they're gonna do what they do, because I see them all the time. But I also see the young sister over here that's doing something in the community, working with the children. I also see the young brother that just got out of penitentiary teaching young black men how to get their CDLs. It might not be big to some, but it's big to a lot of young people that see this. So yeah, I don't never focus on negative of what people do. That's why I always lean back on the positive of my people, especially my black American, my foundational black American people.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate this conversation, guys. Listen, we are back running the race, man. Listen, but next Tuesday we'll be back here same time in a different discussion, because I think that men need to have these roundtable discussions, and we have to talk about the uncomfortable stuff, and we got to talk about the stuff that's popular and sexy, but we also got to talk about the things that ain't popular and sexy, and that's gonna piss some people off. And one of the things that we got to talk about, and I think I want to talk about next week, maybe not, but and I know that a lot of people are not religious people, but damn, when we talk about leadership and being men, we got to take the church back now too. The church is out of line.
Absolutely.
When I first got on, I told Brian when I got on, I was just watching the video, showing baby girl. I said, baby, look at this pastor. He's sitting up there in a robe in the pulpit. He said, when I was young, the men told us not to wear earrings, not to wear nail polish, not to wear our mama's secret deodorant. He said, but I'm a grown man now, and I'm wearing nail polish. He put his hands up. I'm wearing earrings, and I got on secret deodorant because that's who I am.
Now I wear secret deodorant. Now Gillette breaks my armpits out. Now secret deodorant, I do wear secret deodorant. I don't wear fingernail polish. Hey, the male deodorant breaks my armpits out, man. The male deodorant, secret works.
This nigga's a homosexual.
Oh man.
I'm sorry.
Listen, man. But you
I
know,
get what you're saying, though. I got
the lost in translation. You know, back in the day, what the motto was for the secret: it's strong enough for a man, but pH balance for a woman. That's what it is. Okay, let me read these super chats real quick, man.
Advertising hell, ain't it?
Oh no, we already read that one, man. Prince Ant 17 super chat. He said, excuses are tools used to build bridges that lead to nowhere. Those fools who use those tools are masters of nothing.
Absolutely.
All right, appreciate that $5 super chat, man. Hey, listen, bro, man. Hey, Brian, bro, you have me over in tears, bro. Hey, man, you gotta leave that secret alone, man. Hey, if you're gonna do secret, you from the South, do right guard.
Right guard breaks me out. I don't know what it is. It breaks me out, man.
Right guard is rough, man. That's the right guard.
I gotta use a secret, man. I'm sorry.
Like a man,
I'm sorry, fellas. I know. I'm sorry.
You just spray that right guard under your arm to burn your whole thing.
You be out there shooting ball, boy. Your arm get stuck in there.
Man, you gotta light this shit on fire, man.
Old Spice or something.
I'm gonna say this before we get off.
Old Spice don't work for me, man. I tried them.
You know.
Let me say this before we get off. We was talking about old school stuff the other day, R-Pain, and I know I'm from the South, but lost from the South. R-Pain, you may know this. You in Jersey, but we was talking about different things like Blue Star ointment, 666 cough medicine. You remember that, Brian? 666 cough medicine. Oh my God,
Jesus, boy.
Dr. Tishner's. Let me tell you something. If you put that Dr. Tishner's in your mouth and you don't dilute it with water, you'll lose your taste for 7 days.
Facts.
Dude,
They don't know nothing about that.
Oh, toe up.
Hey, I got nothing for you, Brian. We're gonna get out of here. Tussy.
That's what I need to use then. Tussy.
You know what?
Don't put that
Tussy on your butt. You know what I'm saying?
You don't know about that Tussy, Brian?
Oh, my grandma used to have it.
Oh my God.
If I ain't had no deodorant, she said, "Put the Tussy on." Like, what? You put on your finger.
Oh man, y'all stupid, bro. All right, man. Well, I appreciate you, Brian, man. I appreciate you, Arpain. Lost in translation, man. Thank you, my brother. We
Shout
back
out to
rolling
y'all,
again.
man.
I'll see y'all. I'll see you guys again next week, same time, same place. Until then, we out.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Chest thumping, boom like a baseline pound. King Kong stepping, make the whole earth bow. Banana clip bars, peel the truth, spit it raw. Silverback stature, no cap in my jaw. Swinging through the jungle vines like a mic cord. Fists like anvils, leave the ground floored. Coconut crack, that's a hard head dude. Wisdom in my eyes, but the knuckles stay cruel. King of the jungle, the crown fits snug. Beat on my chest, watch the whole world shrug. From the treetops down to the mud. Gorilla's the name and I'm royal blood. Bamboo feast, teeth sharp as a blade. Roots run deep, can't chop this shade. Treehouse throne, I'm the jungle's mayor. Banish hyenas, they don't breathe my air. Rumble in the canopy, thunder in the sky. Alpha move silent, don't need no alibi. Chest like a drum, it command respect. Banana Republic and my squad's direct. Call it a safari.